There's now a generation using the web as their library, but it's a library in the most fragile form. Copyright problems in libraries that haven't been digitized. We have the opportunity now for people to turn to their computers and find the great works of humankind, and they're not there.
My name is Brewster Kale, and I'm the digital librarian of the Internet Archive. It is a former church from the Christian Scientists that we bought because it matched our logo, right? It kind of looks like our, the Parthenon kind of look, right? We all live in the shadow of the great library. It was the first of the, let's collect all the works of all the peoples of the world. So, why don't we do that again?
I guess you're wondering about this contraption. It's a time machine. I call it a Wayback.
Yeah, the Wayback Machine is probably the service that people recognize the most of what we do around here. Basically, it's a time machine for the web, to archive the web, organize the web, and then make those archives of the web publicly available through a URL. One way is to think of it as a database that you're writing to, like 20,000 new things a second. We're a library, first and foremost, that works to preserve material that has been created and published.
Could you make all the published works of humankind available to anybody, anywhere?
Digital publishing tends to be pretty centralized. So the operations behind a given web site often only exist in one place.
The average life of a web page is about 100 days before it's changed or deleted. We're building our culture on shifting sand.
I remember on the tour, something that really stuck out to me is when the founders said that something that they do is before a new president takes office, they save in the Wayback Machine all of the old government websites before they get changed around.
If you went to the COVID-19.gov URL 3 weeks ago, you'd be taken to a website with a lot of web pages associated with COVID. If you go to that URL today, it's redirected to a web page at White House about a lab leak theory. The actions have removed from our access and availability to us, pertinent health-related information that is of, practical use and benefit to people on a daily basis.
This within the last few days, the Trump administration took down all of their transcripts of all of the presidential speeches.
We've identified more than 100,000 web pages that have been removed from U.S. government websites.
You are able to see an image that a presidential administration or a company doesn't want you to see.
A couple Congresses ago, there was a subcommittee of the Congress that did investigations into the events surrounding January 6th. And when the new Congress came into place, they exercised their right to dissolve the subcommittees of the prior Congress. And when they did that, they shut down the website. And one of the things that they had made available in those last few days before the site was taken offline was an interactive timeline of the events around January 6th. And to the best of my knowledge, the archive that we have for that is the only archive that exists.
So the Internet Archive was attacked, the archive.org website, 2 weeks before the presidential election. Started with a denial of service attack, then people drained a database of email addresses of our users, and also to face the site. It was a problem, and it was just before the election, and so we went offline for 5 days. Was it correlated with the election and why 3 different types of attacks happened on us? I bet so.
If you look at the history of libraries, it's pretty consistent that libraries have been a threat and have been therefore attacked.
Libraries are having book bans.
Over 15,000 books have been banned across the United States in the last 4 years.
Judges now are regularly ruling against libraries.
Fired the Librarian of Congress. Why did he choose to do that?
We felt she did not fit the needs of the American people.
We have now large-scale publishers going and making sure that libraries can't buy electronic materials, so they can't preserve it.
It used to be king and church that destroyed libraries. Now it's corporations and governments.
It may be that just the United States doesn't want libraries anymore. They just seem to want us dead.
Wedding bells. Should we listen to that one? It says the foxtrot.
These guys, they're us. If you work for the archive for 3 years, we make a little statue and add you to the collection. Yeah, it's a way of celebrating those that have been spending their life on a civic venture. I thought when I first got into this whole area, the idea of building a library was mostly a technical task. Boy, was I wrong. It's gonna start with you. It's a gigantic community effort. It's not just sort of a heroic effort of the Internet Archive does it all. Not at all. We have to have not only the technology and the money, but the people that want to do it.
It's our opportunity. It's our man on the moon. It's what this generation could do to make a mark that 1,000 years from now, people will say, hey, they really did something.